Welcome to the Legends of Lanimora podcast. I'm your Dungeon Master Nathan. With me this evening I have Justin.
Heyo.
Nicole.
What's up?
And Emily.
Hello.
We are a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. Last week's episode, we were kind of resetting a little more. We figured out that Agamir and his crew had just docked in the Bulwark Isles main harbor on his ship, the Wish Fulfilled. And they came bringing news that Kelvin had started a triumvirate with himself, the Consul of Fellows, Katrina Duststone, the Consul of the Archives, and Falk Cromwell, the Consul of Ada's Bounty. So that bad news aside, everyone had a party. And Safina sulked in the corner because she thought that Sokoba was mad at her. Scar had some good times with Agamir and consoled Safina a little bit. And Drew, honestly, I don't really remember what you did, and I kind of forgot to listen to your portion of the episode.
That's
but
valid.
anyway, everyone drank, and Tellan the bard
Copious amounts.
It's so hard to say. Tellan the bard tender conjured drinks for everyone, and you all
Listen,
found
bud,
out that
you did that to yourself.
I know I did. It turns out that Tellan does not know music, but he does know his way around conjuring up some drinks. Basically, you all partied because Dorena Ravenridge was like, I don't really know what we're gonna do moving forward, so we'll meet in the morning, and we will figure it out. And so you all partied, and then you retired. Saf and Sokoba had a little heart-to-heart, and that is where we ended the episode. And they're on good terms now. So that was the episode. Did I miss anything, Justin? You've listened to it most recently.
No, that pretty much covers the broad strokes.
Yeah.
Justin, show everyone your t-shirt. I got it for him for Valentine's Day. It says the prophet. It says the prophet on it. It was white, which Justin never wears white, but I had to buy it because he loves Klaus so
I feel like I'm pulling it off right now. Or is
You're good. I mean, it matches your skin tone perfectly.
Yeah, can't white balance this motherfucker.
Pasty bastard. Anyway, sorry. That was like my shameless plug of my awesome Valentine's Day gift, even though Justin always beats me in gifts because he gave me AirPods.
So, you all have had a good night's sleep. You wake up and you are not hungover. That is the... even after a night of debauchery that you all had, that is Tellan's magic working. You all wake up not hungover, but you had a great time last night. Meeting with the crew and everything of the Wish Fulfilled. And it's morning. I was going to say the rooster crows, but it's probably some sort of magical creature wakes you all up with a horrible screech. Just like it does every morning on the Bulwark Isles. The yelling bird.
Does it sound like it's drowning?
Yeah.
It's actually like a bird mixed with a monkey that screams like a raccoon in mating season.
Have y'all ever seen the Hunger Games movies? That, like the second one specifically?
Oh, the one where they have the big food fights? Yeah, it's really great.
No, there's just like the thing, the Jabberjay is like a thing in the Hunger Games that like, and it's part of like the torture that it like starts yelling the screams of the people that they love. Like it sounds like the people that they love are being tortured, and it's like a way to torture them. Crazy.
That's cool. I'll remember that.
This is
later.
Nathan's torture.
Romantic.
I'll remember that for later.
Yeah.
Is
So
there
you
a
all
breakfast bar?
You've all got your customary dried meats and hard cheeses, but Agamir and his crew brought some tasty morsels from Alare, all of your favorite stuff. Whenever they would make port, they bring a little something for everyone to keep the spirits up. So yeah, you've got some nice breakfast treats and everything. You have a pleasant breakfast, I'll say. We're not going to go into what you all are eating, but
just a sidetrack for one moment here. Can we all determine what is the one thing we wanted from the mainland that Agamir would bring back for us?
Mm-hmm. I need you all to do that. I need it. My body needs it. Yeah, it's not so fun now, is it?
So, Saf, definitely dark chocolate with like a berry kind of filling. Like
berry-filled chocolate. Got it.
Yeah.
I don't have any of my dice or notes out.
Does it have to be food stuff?
Unless you don't eat food.
I was thinking snack-wise, but...
Oh, you were thinking like we have to say the one specific food item that we requested they bring back, or just any specific item that we
I was thinking food item, but I didn't specify, so if you want to not go for that, then...
Can breakfast burritos be canon in Hilari?
I'm pretty sure we've had something with breakfast burritos.
Yeah, it was the stand in Ilar's birth or something.
There was a breakfast burrito? Okay.
Well, I don't think it was specified that it was a burrito, but okay.
Well, there was the meat stand. There was I'm sure we've had like 70 episodes. I love burritos. So at some point we've talked about burritos. I'm pretty sure it's part of like Scar's backstory is that she's just super into burritos. All right.
Fun Fact Friday. Here we come.
Yeah, that's a thing now. There you go, Justin. There's your Fun Fact Friday. Scar's favorite food is breakfast burritos, specifically from my hometown in Fellows. Like,
yeah, what's the name of the stand?
That's what I want. Oh, I hate you. I'll come up with a name later. Name to be determined. Where's Fantasy Name Generator?
It's Scar's favorite stand. Surely she knows the name of it.
No, you're putting me on the spot, motherfucker. I'm not as good as you are. Me and Emily don't play this game that you and Justin play with like the intricate storytelling.
Rude. I can think of names. I can think of names.
Emily, what has Drew got?
Drew is really interested. Her favorite thing ever is a cherry Danish specifically from Lux.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
What's the name of the shop?
What's the name of the bakery? Yeah, fuck off.
The name of the bakery is The Dancing Danish, and that is the only place where you can get a specialty magic Danish that he will flip up into the air and that will dance for you before you can eat it. And it screams while you do so. That's why it's her favorite.
Oh my God.
Who is he?
Fight me, Nicole.
Emily, that was a flex, and I love it, and I'm here for it. I now
my theater knowledge.
I rescind my previous comment. I apologize.
I'm just tired a lot.
I apologize. That was out of line. You just flexed so hard. And now I feel like an asshole.
I can do it when I feel like it. I just don't want to.
And now we can't talk to Emily again for the rest of the episode.
No, that's it. That was all my brain power. That's that.
So yeah, you get all of your treats, and you get all your treats, and you're having a good breakfast. Everyone's kind of, that feeling right before you're about to go on a big trip, and like you're just waiting to go. It's that feeling that's kind of just hanging in the air, and everyone's just kind of anxious and waiting for what comes next. No one has seen Dorena. She wasn't at the festivities the previous night. She retired almost immediately after hearing the news. And so everyone's a little on edge right now.
Hate that.
Is there anything any of y'all want to do during this time of anxiety and stress?
I'm going to stress eat some dark chocolate with some berry filling.
it doesn't help your anxiety.
I wouldn't think so.
Okay, well, if no one else wants to do anything, it's like an hour before midday, and you finally see Dorena emerge, and she looks tired, TM. She looks more haggard than you've ever seen her. It looks like she's been up all night. And she comes out with a few other of the Knights of Helartha in her, basically the other administrators. Ord is there, and there's also one of the administrators that you haven't really gotten the chance to get too close to yet. It's a dwarf, and his name is Fomrol. So you haven't really gotten too close to Fomrol, but it looks like the three of them have been up all night. And she doesn't really shout or say much of anything. She just kind of beckons you into the meeting room that you all met in last night.
I
so
follow suit.
I walk in holding my burrito from Big Bertha's Burrito Bazaar in Fellows.
I dig it.
I'm terrible at this shit, guys.
I dig it.
I'm holding my Big Bertha's bonus special.
Oh my god, I love it.
What?
Big Bertha's bonus special.
It's the same thing as the regular special. It just has a lot of potato in it. Just a lot of potato.
Some would say too much.
Only some.
Some would. Not Scar.
It's also known as the Scar because I ordered this a lot.
Oh my god.
Yes, but then once everything happened with Scar, she had to change the name. Because then Scar was kind of disgraced and wanted. So she was like, oh, and so she changed it to the Big Bertha special.
Yeah. It's like our tattoo artist has her own sandwich named after her.
Yeah, our tattoo artist has the Amalia at like the deli but down the road from her tattoo shop because she created the sandwich and it's like ridiculous.
It's absolutely insane.
So you all head back into the meeting room, and splayed on the table is just so many notes, and the host has disabled participant screen sharing. Can you enable screen sharing for me so I can show you stuff?
I was like, what? Oh, God.
Sure, but I think it is going to record
I was like,
it.
wait, what's happening?
You think it's going to interrupt recording?
No, I think it is actually going to record it.
Oh, that's fine.
So,
I want you all to see this. What? I made this specially for you.
There you go.
For Valentine's Day.
Nope.
It's almost Valentine's Day.
So, splayed on the table is a map of Alari, as well as a bunch of other documents. Scrolls and some tomes are opened as well. And Dorena says, okay, so as best we can tell, she's taking her time saying everything. As best we can tell, we've been up all night reaching out to our contacts in each of the boroughs, and this is the situation as best we can tell. So red is bad, green is good. There's not a lot of green, I'll say. It looks like you're looking at the map, and it looks like it's been enchanted to color the boroughs different colors based on what Dorena has said.
There's like bright green, and then there's a little bit like of a soft green. What does that mean?
That's kind of good.
Well, I'm glad you asked, Scar. Yeah, so green, the bright green. we know that the barony has our backs. With Agamir and Mara, they have a lot of influence there in the barony, and they've been invaluable in helping us move forward with the barony itself, as well as with the Violet Rose, which, as you know, has a big influence in the barony. And we reached out to others. We obviously don't have very many footholds in Fellows. Anyone that we would have is either Kelvin or here with us. So, with his appointment of new Golden Mantles, after taking over the consulship and now the triumvirate, or being a triumvir, there's no wiggle room there. Fellows is, as far as we can tell, pretty locked down, as well as Addis Bounty and the archives. The good news is we seem to have some influence in Gizmo Burrow and Ilar's birth, as well as the Mithril Peninsula. The bad news is that as far as we can tell, the Triumvirate's influence may have spread to the Harbor Coast, the Cloistered Peaks, and Lux. So, if that influence grows at all, we would be pretty heavily split, even with the influences that we do have. We're kind of scattered, the Knights of Helartha are, or, those that, if they're not knights, those that wish to do good, at least in leadership positions.
So what of the Veiled City and the Circle of All and Intepa? Is Intepa like Switzerland in this? Because everyone's kind of all official there.
Well, I'm sure I don't know what a Switzerland is, but...
Just say that out loud.
So, if what you are asking is that the neutrality of Intepa, Intepa has always been, at least since it's been the capital of Ilari, it has been a hallowed ground. It's hard to get into. And all of the boroughs generally have vested interest in keeping Intepa where it is and not laying siege to it. So Intepa has for centuries been untouched by squabbles of the boroughs, let's say. As far as I could tell, our representatives with the Veiled City and the Circle of All don't have any feelings one way or the other about the Triumvirate or about our cause with, well, we aren't making it known that we're trying to take down Kelvin. I mean, with his position where he is right now, it would be almost impossible to even approach him, let alone take him down. So we have to ask other questions to figure out the influence that we may have in certain boroughs. Does that make sense?
What does the triumvirate mean as far as how Ilari operates normally, like with the different mantles and things like that? Like, what does that mean for who's in charge of what? And are things still business as usual, or is this triumvirate trying to circumvent all that?
Thank you, Scar. That's the question that we've been racking our brains, is why would they form a triumvirate? And as best that we can guess is specifically for Fellows and the archives. Kelvin wants to control Intepa because of where Fellows sits, surrounding the entirety of the capital. So he wants to hold that as a seat of power, or that is what Tazavig wants. And the archives, obviously are the center of all knowledge in Ilari, and so it looks to be.
And then Addis Bounty's the food.
Yes, so it looks like they are trying to control the capital, knowledge, and the food supply, and I don't know how quickly this may happen, but our guess of what the plan is to basically starve the other boroughs out to join into Kelvin's cause, or the cause of the unending host, as we know it.
So, do we have a plan at all of how to move forward?
Well, looking at this map, it's a little sad that all of the good places. I mean, it's good to see at least that there are other portions of the map of Ilari that we aren't hated in. I mean, or that our message would be received well. I mean, we've been in hiding here on the Bulwark Isles. Obviously, we have, there will always be those who want to do what's right. And that's why we're here. We want to do what's right and keep as few people harmed in the process of restoring balance. And so what we need to do, or at least the way that I see it, is to exert our influence and start saying what we're doing and start telling the rest of the populace what is happening. It's been too long that we've been waiting to emerge, and now is the time to come out and tell everyone what is truly happening. Because if Kelvin or the host, or whoever they want to call themselves, gains control, that's the end. There's no more Chamber of 12. There's no more individual boroughs. It's just whatever figurehead the host wants to put forward.
Two things. So what you're saying really when it comes down to it is we are on the verge of a severe humanitarian crisis if they start starving out the rest of the boroughs for power.
Yes.
Second thing. Are there any...
This is getting too real, y'all.
Are there any entrances to the Veiled City in the Barony of Talaria by any chance?
If there are, I don't know of any of them. Va, can you speak to that?
Yeah. Excuse me, it's a little early for me, but there may be some caverns. You know, the cavern network extends far and wide from Alaria all the way to Tor, so it's possible there are some cavern networks, but we would have to do some digging. I know that there's one in the Cloistered Peaks, but as far as the Barony, I can't say for certain. I haven't done any scurrying around any caverns.
Where in the Cloistered Peaks is there an entrance to the Veiled City?
Well, it's in the mountains. Va, do you know specifically where it is? No.
Great. So my thought process here is, if it comes down to it, that the Barony of Talaria can take supplies from Tor, smuggle them through the Veiled City, and distribute it amongst the Circle, Ilar's Birth, and hopefully we can get Lux involved, if that's
okay,
the case.
but like, we don't want it to come to that. That's the point. We don't want them to be able to cut off all the other boroughs. So the point is that we have to stop them before they start doing that, or before it gets so dire that that's the situation. So we have to divide and conquer to get the other districts on our side. So like, it makes sense for Agamir, for example, to go to the Harbor Coast because that's where he's from. That's where he went to his academy, all that stuff. Like, he can rally up support there, and we can, like, other knights can head to another district, and we can head to a district that we don't already have support in, and then we can start spreading the word.
Idea.
Start spreading the news.
No, we're gonna get taken down. Idea here is if we get enough civilians to rally against the Triumvirate, then that will force the district's officials to mount up against the Triumvirate.
Yeah, that's the point.
So we need to cause a lot of, like, civil unrest in order for them to be pressured into taking down this Triumvirate.
I don't like the word pressured, but I like that we're going to, spread the word of this evil that's happening, and people will hopefully rise up against it to not let it happen. I'm not trying to pressure anybody.
Well, we need to pressure the officials in Tepa against the triumvirate. The officials of the other boroughs.
Again, not pressure. Convince them that they're to be on the right side of this.
They're politicians.
I don't like that word. It makes it sound like we're like bullies, but we're not the bad guys. That's what the other side is doing, is pressuring people and tricking people and all that stuff.
And that's what they say we're doing.
So I
don't think that's what they're saying.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news as well. I mean, this is Dorena speaking. We can't lose sight also of what the true goal is here. I think that this is a clever game that Kelvin and Tasvig are playing with causing this confusion, but we have to remember that there is a prophecy as well that we're trying to thwart. And we don't know where any of the players are
so
with that.
We gotta find the other things. We have to find the other things. The other ammos.
Safina
whatever.
Raises her hand immediately and goes...
Saf?
Yeah, well, I brought this up 6 months ago, but maybe in the Circle of All, there's the wood ammo in the place with all the woods.
Well, we need to exert our influence and start letting the people know. As soon as it starts spreading, I have great hope that it will start to spread farther and farther, and maybe not everyone will join or believe us, but I think enough will that at least there will be questions, and as more information comes to light, more people will join. So perhaps in service to both tasks, could I ask the three of you if you would be willing to go to the Circle of All and investigate both the Amos and start spreading the word of the work we're doing?
Of our Lord C-3PO?
I mean, the Circle of All is only about a few days' journey from here on the Bulwark Isles.
Can you show us where it is, Nate, on this map?
The Bulwark Isles.
I know a few places.
Where's my zoom?
We know where it is, but for the listeners.
Uh-huh.
And the people watching
I
the YouTube
definitely
video.
The aisle that you are on is this. This is the main aisle. It is just to
what's this?
The southeast of Ilar's Birth. So the Bulwark Isles themselves are a chain of islands. It's 8 islands off of the coast of Ilar's Birth in the Circle of All. And the Bulwark Isle that you are on is the largest of these isles. For those of you watching the stream, I can do this. This can be taken out of the audio portion. So we've got the Barony of Talaria, the westernmost portion. The harbor coast extends here on the northern coast of Alari, and it goes down into Lake Lux. Here are the Cloistered Peaks, the main mountain range in Alari. Ada's Bounty is the heartland of Alari. We have Fellows down here on the south coast, south mid-coast of Alari. Intepa sits right inside of Fellows. The Veiled City is almost as directly central as you can get in Alari. Lux sits on the northeastern portion, with the archives sitting right in the middle of it. Gizmo Burrow is right next to the Veiled City. The Circle of All is in the southeastern portion. Ilar's Birth is on the very eastern portion of the continent, and the Mithril Peninsula is isolated up in the tippy-top northeastern portion.
Okay, now I have a question.
Yes.
the Circle of All is where Tora's from because she's a druid. That's where the druids are from. So as Scar, is Tora here?
Yeah,
I know Tora's with
Tora, Pax, Maxine, all that crew is here too.
Yeah, because they're part of Agamir's thing. Can we like ask? It's like weird for me to ask my own character for information, but I'm not playing her right now, so I wouldn't be able to tell anybody anything. So like, does Tora have any information on like where we can start our search for the Ammo? Like, is there any sort of like weird part of the circle that like nobody really goes to, or that there's like it's like forbidden for some reason, or what? Any weird shit that
what does it
say in the what did they say about the what did they say about the wood one specifically? I know there was like a specific thing about it, about the elemental ammos, whatever the fuck we're talking about. Something about a giant tree or something, that there's a wood one, and then there's like another, was it metal or fire? That's the Everflame, right? The fire thing.
So Ammo Ferric told you the names of the other Ammos. There was Ammo Gelt, which you believe that you've seen.
Yeah.
The Guardian of the Flame. There was Ammo Ifri, the Guardian of the Stone, and Ammo Tolk, the Guardian of the Wood. As far as all of that goes, in Helartha's writings, you saw references to the Everflame, something called Ancient Lumber, and then something called We've Touched Granite, which Helartha believed were tied to this prophecy as well. The We've Touched Granite and Ancient Lumber itself are legendary, basically artifact materials. So in the past, there are things that have been made out of this, but the Everflame itself is a singular artifact. There's only one Everflame.
So does Tora know anything coming from the Circle of All about this lumber, and or where we could start looking for Ammo?
Tolk.
I can't remember the names.
Tolk.
Aren't Tolk and Ifri twins?
Yeah, they the twins that Scar had at the end of season 1. Those colossi
are like
that she
their
had,
little...
they were their relays for Tolk, or they were two relays for Tolk and Ifri.
Mm-hmm.
And you had, Safina, you had the relay for Ferric.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Gelt was the one that we found
in the Shade Pocket.
There's also a relay for Ammo Gelt in the square of
that's the town square
in the Bulwark
one.
Isles.
Yeah. I remember we had to like sneak past it and we hid behind it when we were getting through the square that in the first time we came here.
Yes.
But now I'm missing one of the relays, right? One of them got destroyed.
Yeah, it was...
only one got out.
I don't remember which one, and I'm not going to say it now because I don't want to be wrong. So you ask Tora whether or not she has any contacts that might be able to direct you to any sort of information like this. And she says, well, I mean, I'm Circle of Faunal, so I mean, I didn't really talk with anyone that was in that circle, but I mean, I'm a druid, so I can help, right? I know my way around.
Right. Yeah. Who do we start talking to?
Does that mean we're bringing Tora with us?
Well, I mean, I can come with you, or, I mean, well, Maxine had an idea. Yeah, so...
Go on!
We've got...
Impersonate me.
I'm impersonating Maxine,
He just
not
did
you.
me, which is hilarious.
Yeah, so...
but he's not married to you.
We've got an idea here. Pax and I were talking... Pax, as you know, is a member of the guild that works out of the Veiled City, and that might be a good place to go to, as to what Safina was saying earlier about, she started talking about moving around, and Pax was talking about all the things that they know and all the caverns and everything, and it would be probably a good idea to at least go and check out what's going on in the Veiled City. And I think I need to bring Tora with me for reasons.
That's valid.
Okay, so since we can't have Tora with us, Tora, why don't you tell us like anyone that you're like related to or like a friend of yours that could possibly like be a guide for us when we get there. Like who's your main
a crayon.
contact?
If you could just give us like your family tree and like write down all the numbers and names that you know, figure it out from there.
And she literally draws a tree that her family lives under.
Well, I mean, I know where Gonoleth Isilion lives. Does that help?
Yes. Anything helps.
I mean, I don't know if he would
Who's that?
see you. That's the consul of the Circle of All.
Okay.
We will make it happen.
Yeah, we'll just roll up to his house. It's fine.
I mean,
you said it was the consul of the Circle of All? Yeah, we'll just roll up to, where does he live? A tree? Knock, knock, knock.
Yeah, how'd you know?
Yeah, exactly. So we'll just roll up and be like, hey, we have questions.
That's
no
fine, shoes,
right?
though. Yeah, it's fine, but no shoes.
Got it.
I'll remember that.
She scrawls down on a piece of paper some directions that don't make a whole lot of sense to you, but she says, don't worry, it'll make sense once you get there.
Okay, Ron Swanson, only the beast or man that kills me will understand
No,
this.
it's just, it's hard to describe the streets of the Circle of All when you're not... Have you been to the Circle of All? I mean, it's different than the rest of Alari, I'm noticing.
I'm
just going to give her a big old hug and be like, thanks, kid. Because me and all my other characters are best friends.
The opposite of me and all my old characters. Fight them in the parking lot.
Now that I've done 2 out of 3 of the rest of the in-between characters, let's pull a Pax. So we're going to go to the Veiled City. Do you want us to try and find someone to help us, or...
Saf, like, her head drops, and she's like, okay, so the idea here is to try and see if there's an underground network that we can move supplies from the barony to the east coast of Alari.
But also, Sokoba is from there, and she probably has people to talk to that you can talk to that have some influence there, so you can do those both. Find a way to get a supply chain from the barony into the Veiled City so that we have the connection between the coasts, but also change people's minds in the Veiled City by talking to people.
The guild has a whole lot of influence in the Veiled City itself, right? So you could probably kill 2 birds.
I've killed a lot of birds, but anyway.
Tora gasps. We're going into the Veiled City. We're going into the...
No! Who's talking about killing birds?
She snatches her back.
I've never killed a bird, ever.
Those are my friends.
It was a joke, Tora. It's okay.
Never joke about killing birds. IRL Nicole will absolutely kill birds.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Anyway, on to the next thing.
Birds.
Any birds out there? This is summons. Come fight Nicole.
This isn't fear. This is pure hatred.
I hate
so, okay, it looks like we've got two parties going out, Dorena says. So, the Circle of All and the Veiled City. So, that's good. That's good. I was going to make a suggestion to go and cover more ground, split up. As far as the Veiled City goes, that makes sense. We're not going to be able to travel via Grotti Tower, most likely. I'm sure that... Well, I know at least the 4 of you are wanted, and I'm sure you 3 are as well. She gestures at the Season 1 party and then the Season 1.5 party.
Safe bet.
Everyone wants us.
What about the Harbor Coast, though? Surely we could send Agamir and some of the Violet Rose to the Harbor Coast in the meantime.
Well, Agamir, how do you feel about that? Yeah, I've got a lot of contacts in the Harbor Coast, actually. A lot of my old Naval Academy buddies. And yeah, Fear is there, and she's doing well.
Is she?
Yeah, she is. And we can get the word out, and yeah, I can totally go to the Harbor Coast. It's take about a month to get there. Is that okay?
It's not ideal.
I guess so.
Yes, I mean, we understand. It's a far distance. It's about as far as you can get from where we are right now. Well, okay. Just making sure.
Setting expectations like Agamir does.
Better than nothing.
So, if the Triumvirate is trying to exert their influence over the Harbor Coast, that is troubling. But if we can reverse that influence, that would be a huge boon to our cause, because if we can control the shipping of goods that may come out of Ada's bounty or anything from Tor, it's possible that we would be able to meet them on the same field and play their own game, so to speak. Have the other end of the Ada's bounty puzzle. If you have the food but you can't ship it, then it makes sense why they would go for the Harbor Coast. As far as the Veiled City having fast travel would be a huge improvement from what we currently have to do with sailing ships. Agamir looks a little hurt. And having the Circle of All on our side wouldn't be bad. I certainly wouldn't want to be up against the Druids if they chose to swing towards the Triumvirate. I have been entangled one too many times. So as we exert our influence, I'm sure that the Triumvirate's also going to be exerting theirs. So we're just going to have to keep a close watch on everything. Please have your sending shells on you so that we can relay information. And for those of you that don't have one, we can have one made up for you, right, Ord?
Yes, I can. I'm pretty good at it now.
Excellent. So that's where we are then. So we have a lot of work to do. Any questions? Any other questions, I guess?
Yeah. Ord, do you think you can make one and get a scout to get a shell phone to my dad in Gizmoboro? I feel like my family's influence in the borough might come in handy, and I need to let them know that, because I haven't spoken to them in a while, that Kelvin might have something to do with Grandpa's disappearance.
Roll for privilege.
Gotta use it for the greater good.
I can have one made up and I can send it with Pax, Maxine, and Tora. They'll be close to the Veiled City, Gizmoboro and the Thornburn Estate. You've been there, correct?
Oh, we've been there. Yeah. I'll let you figure out who that was.
That was definitely Maxine.
Definitely.
And
Max
Tora's
chuckles a little bit.
I can't remember Safina's grandma's name, but like Tora and her are like BFFs because of that like Circle of All outreach program.
God.
Pax just looks at Maxine and kind of nudges her. He
Druid.
goes, "Peep boop."
Nice.
Yeah.
So hold on, let me make some notes right here so I don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we've got Pax, Maxine, and Tora heading to the Veiled City to exert influence. In case you all don't know, we're playing a little bit of a meta game here within Dungeons and Dragons itself, with figuring out influence.
Games on games on games.
Games on games on games. I'm not going to bore you with the details unless you really want to be, but I don't want you to be. So, and then we've got main party going to the Circle of All. We have Yendak in Gizmoboro. And we've got Agamir and Vera in the Harbor Coast. So we are going to make... this is... I mentioned it back in episode 0, or right at the end of season 1.5, but this is kind of how that, I guess, mini game is going to work out with the other characters that you all have, with figuring out what they're doing and all of that. And it's like a mini skill challenge to figure out how well they do to move the influence towards the Knights of Helartha rather than the Triumvirate, basically. And so this is just a little peeking behind the curtain. This doesn't have to make it to the final cut. I'm letting you all know.
This doesn't make it to the final cut of the movie.
This scene doesn't make it to the final cut of the movie, yeah. So yeah, it's going to be like a little mini game that you all are playing, as well as progressing the main story. And the outcomes of this mini game are going to influence the story in small, maybe big ways. Who knows? Depends on how big the influences are.
It doesn't matter how big your influence is, it's what you do with it.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
I have to go.
So yeah, unless you all have any questions, I guess it's time to head out. Oh, real quick. What are y'all doing with Brunick? Who do you want to bring any NPCs along with you?
Yes.
So
and I shot not Brunick.
But wait, so this is like Dragon Age where you get to pick your party. Who's available? That's the question.
Well, you know who's around. You've got
So Agamir is and his crew minus Pax, Maxine, and Tora are going to the Harbor Coast. Pax, Maxine, and Tora, are they just the three of them going to the Veiled City, or are they bringing anyone else?
It's just going to be the three of them going.
Okay, and then what's Mara, Reg, Zuth, and Kira doing? Are they available as party members, or
Mara is the leader of the Veiled, or the Violet Rose, so she's not there. Reg, Zuth, and Kira are a unit. Kira, sorry, I did this to my damn self. Reg, Zuth, and Kira are doing their own thing because that's too many people. But there's Crazy Helartha, there's Brunick, there's Va is with...
We can't take Reg with
Agamir.
us?
I was just gonna say, why can't we have those three specifically? We need some beefy ass bodyguards and
Let
tanks.
us take the himbo's dad, please.
And then Reg is just a smooth talking sneaky ass motherfucker. I want 2 tanks and a sneaky mofo. We lost our rogue.
It's true, we did lose our rogue.
Listen, I've already perfectly balanced all of the encounters that I've prepared.
Mm-hmm.
We
See,
lost our rogue.
I didn't lie because I haven't prepared any encounters.
Are there any other rogues that we can take?
Nope. They're really the only 2 people that are available are Helartha and Brunick.
You're like, so many people, anyone's available. And we just keep naming people that we know are on this fucking island
And
too.
you're like,
and you're no, you can have Helartha, Brunick, or...
No.
How is Sokoba not available?
I feel like...
Yeah, Sokoba's available.
I was gonna say I thought Sokoba would have gone with Agamir, but
like, what about
I vote
Ord?
Sokoba. And I
What
take
about
her.
Ord? He there?
I hold her hand.
Ord is, as you can tell by how he is kind of holding himself over recent months and his proximity to Dorena, he's kind of part of the leadership of the Knights now. He's
like
kind
attached himself to a new like head.
He has a new
something.
family now. We have to let him go.
Yeah, so the...
So we do only have, like, those two people to choose from. You got a whole island of people. Everyone's free.
You've got your...
Choo-choo. Chugga, 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 chugga.
Listen, do you really want me to just...
Nah, it's fine. I just think it's funny that you were like, you can have anyone you want. Not them.
Oh, there's Tellin as well, the bartender, but he's needed elsewhere.
He's needed elsewhere.
Well, as you could tell, he's not really much of a help in any situation that's not a party.
No.
Kelvin likes a good party, though, I'd imagine. So maybe.
There is one thing that you all haven't really explored yet. I mentioned in episode 1 that Amoferic is unresponsive.
That's right.
So are you saying before we leave we should go find out what that's about?
I just wanted to remind you, I don't give a shit what you all do.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Y'all gonna make railroad jokes. I'm gonna tell you, I don't give a shit what you do. Well,
I'm just the one that made the damn joke.
The train has already left the station, Nicole.
Listen, I'm not the one that said anything about railroads. I don't know. I feel personally attacked by that. So, like, is that important? Is that why you said that?
I'm just giving you all of the information, making reminders. It's been so long since we did episode 0 and episode 1. Like, we did those in December of 2020.
That's not a real year.
I feel like Safina would be like super hell-bent on that part of things because she's all about the Amos and
all Safina gives a shit right about now is her EXO and the fact that Sokoba is here.
So you want
leading
Sokoba.
up to when Sokoba was here, though, like, would you not have been, like, doing some sort of research? Or maybe there's, like, something we can go see down there?
Karen's there.
Oh, we forgot about Karen.
Oh. Out of character.
Yeah,
so easy to forget.
Who?
Karen Danae. Karen, the guy that we force-fed the ice cream to at the mall. Like, we force-fed him, like, mall orange Julius, like, to get his memory back.
That's not real.
You've been asleep for 10 years.
With me. That did not happen.
We literally brought him to, like, the mall in the archives and, like, gave him, like, Froyo with, like, memory healing potion in
He was
it.
already there.
You say it like that, it makes it sound like we don't do a real podcast. You found Karen in the archives where he was working. You started to jog his memory of things that had happened 10 years ago when he was on tour, part of the expedition of the mini prequel. And you found him catatonic sitting at his favorite spot, which just happened to be kind of like a food court at a zoo.
That's right. I remember.
And you gave him greater restoration in the form of a frosty treat.
Like,
got it.
I will not feel shame about the mall pretzels.
And then Agamir got thrown off a roof.
Yes, he did, by Kelvin. He fucking climbed up that roof, and just as he gets to the top, Kelvin's like, nah, bro, and then just tossed his ass. He just yeeted him.
Just yeeted him from the roof.
So anyway, Karen is there, and he is a reformed lore keeper. Which
he
could
might be helpful to have As much as like Karen feels like the Bisquick of this campaign.
Yeah. No.
I feel like
fucking Bisquick.
So you've got. Let me outline some things here. Helartha, is a merchant. He also
sings.
Can sing really well, but he also may have an inn in Lux. Brunick, is a crazy ass wizard, old as shit, probably not very helpful. But he's funny and I like him.
I mean, we loved him enough to put him on a t-shirt, so.
Listen.
Yeah. Sokoba obviously is a great asset, and Karen is a reformed lore keeper, which could also be interesting.
I feel like we should bring Sokoba and Karen, if you'll allow us, 2 people. And then we should mention to...
Send Brunick and Helartha.
To Pax and Tora and Maxine, that Taylor should go with them because he's got, a merchant would be good to have in terms of setting up a supply chain from the barony to the Veiled City.
Could we also have Maxine, can she send some sort of letter or something so that when we get to Lux, like, she has some sort of inn? Like, I feel like Maxine would have somebody that we could talk to in Lux.
Her like, long-lost husband.
Her connections.
That she finally, like, found at the end of the...
If you wanted me to get D&D on it, I will say that Maxine did take the background that allows her to have connections and always get an audience with royalty.
Yeah, wasn't she? She's like part of like the whole like gossip train. That was like her thing.
She's still in the House of
Secrets, whatever the fuck it was called.
Halls of Indulgence.
Halls of Indulgence. I almost said House of Gluttony. I was like, that's wrong.
Close though. Like that's like the Walmart
Same
version.
Vein.
Yeah,
it's like the Great Value brand.
Yeah, Great Value.
The Wish brand.
Okay, well, hold on. It's around about an hour into the episode, so let's make some dice rolls on this D&D podcast. Emily, I want you to please make a history check for Maxine.
Oh.
You don't need to use her character sheet.
Okay, I was like, here's the thing. I don't have any of her stats.
So you're doing a history roll for Maxine. I'll say do it with advantage because you have an inn in Lux already. And you are reaching out to make a that first connection for, setting up some sort of thing between Lux and the Veiled City, correct? That's what you were angling for? Okay, so roll me a history with advantage to see who you know that can help.
Okay. That's an 11. That's a 3, so we're going to go with the 11 plus something, probably.
Say 5. That sounds good for level 10, right? Plus 5?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you. Now I'm going to need Saf. Please make a... I'm going to let you choose. Make a persuasion or a deception to reach out to Yendak in Gizmoboro. A letter that you'll draft to go along with the sending shell.
Performance or deception?
No, persuasion.
Persuasion.
Oh, performance or
So you're
persuasion.
either trying to persuade your papa or lie right to his face, which that tracks.
Which would you rather do? Pick your poison.
That's an unnatural 20. And
Okay.
I'm going to say that is a persuasion because I'm not going to lie.
Why? You have it before, especially to your dad.
Yeah, I did lie about the money situation, But I'm not going to lie about the Milo situation and the whole
state of the world situation.
Yeah.
That's fair.
In the whole state of the world thing.
Have you been in contact with your father since everything went down?
Not since
having seen your grandfather, his
That's
dad.
What I was wondering. Like when you
That's
said you wanted
question.
to. That's what when you said, Justin, earlier, when you said that you wanted to send the shell phone thing I was like, have you really not been in contact over the last 6 months since you saw your grandfather was alive? I feel like you would have already established, reached out to them.
I mean, maybe reached out and said that, like, you have something to tell him, but I feel like saying that over a message might be a little much, especially considering. So I could see that Safina would rather wait until she saw him in person.
The whole reason I ran away in the first place was because my dad never liked Milo's way of living and that it was rubbing off on me.
Yeah, but you talked to him about it at the apartment, and he saw, after we fought the spiders, and he saw who you were with, like, he was fine with everything.
Just because he understood it doesn't mean he liked it.
I thought you guys made peace. Like, that was the whole...
Yeah, but I also lied to him to his face at that point.
Yeah, but your grandma's covering for you. It's all good.
Anyway, I haven't spoken to him since the Story of a Girl episode.
I find that crazy.
That was super early on.
Yeah.
I don't know the next time we would have spoken.
That was like a solid year ago, dude. I mean, we spent 6 months on this island and you didn't, and we had people coming in and out sending messages.
I feel like maybe a few days in, or the first round of letters to go out, I would have sent one to my family just to let them know I was still alive.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be like, hey, guess what? It can be like, still alive, still kicking out here, thanks. Just want to let you know.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, I just found it really strange that you hadn't reached out to them at all about anything.
However, I feel like I would have sent 2 letters. One to Yendek and one to Deny.
That's your grandma's name. That's BFF with Tora.
Mm-hmm. Milo's wife.
That's probably that makes sense.
Grandma lying for you, so you got to send one to your dad that's like, hey, Dad, all's good. And then one to Grandma that's like, oh, my God, Grandma.
Holy shit, Grandma,
is on fire.
OMG, Grandma. Okay, so that was an unnatural 20 to
anyway,
his
Grandma, get to the bunker.
roll.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I forget that we've basically got 4. We've got 3 parties. We're doing one thing for Yendak as well, but... So we've got Pax, Maxine, Tora, and Helartha, Agamir, and Fira, and Va, I guess, as well. And then Reg, Zuth, and Kira as well. So Nicole, I need you to make me a roll for Kira. And where do you all think they're going to be going? So what are we going to do? I mean, we're in good with the barony. We're good with the Violet Rose, obviously. So where do you want us?
I feel like the next logical place for them to go would be the Cloistered Peaks, since it's next to the barony, maybe, or even I don't know.
Maybe establish trade between the barony and Tor.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to talk with the Cloistered Peaks. They're a bunch of stuck-up monks, They don't like us at the barony.
What about the peninsula?
I mean, they broke our bridge to get to the, the Grotti Tower, which it's pretty shitty. But they said it was us. I don't know how they did it, and still didn't take any blame for it. But I'm not bitter about it.
It's
I'm
fine.
sorry, what?
It's all fine.
So what's the other place that we were talking about that?
The Mithril Peninsula.
Hey, you want to throw that map back up, my guy?
it's like we have influence in, there's the light green areas of the Mithril Peninsula and Ilar's Birth and Gizmo Burrow.
Can you just circle Barony one more time? Man, there we go. Thank you.
The bright
You just don't look at my maps.
No, I do. I just don't remember anything. My brain is a sieve. Okay,
I'm not gonna lie. I thought the Circle of All was right dead in the middle where like Ada's bounty is. I did not know that that's where the circle was.
The circle is the one that looks like a circle.
Yeah,
I know,
a big
but
old
like
circle.
I don't know why I thought it was somewhere else, like farther away. Like
This one looks like farmland.
no, I get that.
Okay, so the Cloistered Peaks is the one that's in between Ada's bounty. Okay,
And then the Harbor Coast up there too.
Mm-hmm.
So would they
I feel
go
like the
to
Harbor Coast and the Barony need to work together because I feel like we can, if we especially give the Barony access to ships, I feel like they can get, if the Barony can work with Agamir, I feel like we could get some supplies around surreptitiously a lot easier with the Violet Rose and the Harbor Coast working together.
So Reg, Zuth, and Kira go with Agamir.
Well, they go to the Barony, but they open up lines of communication with Agamir.
Yeah, we may need all the help we can get too at the Harbor Coast. I don't know if you all remember, but Drew killed a guy.
That's the brother or the cousin or nephew. I can't remember which one it is.
Yeah, they were siblings.
Shit.
Drew
do they know that she did that,
vaguely confused and doesn't remember. Which guy?
The Dragonborn. He was supposed to pay me. Actually, I did get paid, but
I'm gonna need just a little bit more information. Dragonborn name?
Yeah, the silver. So bright scale.
It's not doing it for me either.
The day we met.
Did he have any
Drew,
scars?
Drew, the day we met. Remember? We were chasing you.
Seth turns to Agamir, and then she turns to Drew and says, "You don't have to answer that without a lawyer present."
And then but Scar chimes up and says, "Does anyone actually know who killed that guy? Have they found his body? Like, who's trying to implicate people? Like, what?"
I just don't want us to forget. I don't.
I don't forget. I see it in my nightmares.
I don't want the all I'm saying is that we might need more help there.
All I'm saying, Agamir, is as long as you don't bring it up to anybody, then we should be fine.
And Safina gestures like this meeting room.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We've all heard the story. I mean, we've had a lot of time here. We understand.
I mean, it's not like you're gonna go around the Harbor Coast like, "Hey, I was there the day that the fucking consul's brother was murdered.
Well,
I even know who did it. I'm friends with them." What? Like
Well, I mean, if the money's good enough.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. It was a joke. I'm sorry. That was bad.
I know you're kidding, because if you were, we'd
Seth's
kill you.
hands are in her face. She goes, "How do I know these people? How do I know these people?"
Don't worry. I won't bring it up, Drew.
Really? Because you brought it up now, my guy.
I know. And I just don't want... You know what? Just forget I said anything.
I always do. So here's what I want to happen.
that's such a Drew thing to say.
I want Reg and Zuth and Kira to basically go to the Barony and like set up a kind of communication with the Harbor Coast. So they can either go to the Barony or they can go specifically, like physically, to the Harbor Coast with Agamir if he would desire some help in not talking about the people I've murdered. I'm sure that they can go with him and make sure that he doesn't start talking about it in a bar. And then they can set up some sort of like trade situation with the Barony so that we're basically giving the Barony ships from the Harbor Coast so that they have ways to get to everything else. So the Cloistered Peaks don't like them. Well, give them ships they can go around. You feel?
So what am I rolling?
Oh my god.
I mean, I'm fine. That's a great plan. Solid.
Great plan. I love it. What am I doing?
Roll me. Well, how do you think that Kira would handle that situation? Where would her strengths lie here? Would she be intimidating? Would she be trying to persuade people? What does your heart tell you?
She's definitely an intimidator, like 100%. Like I can't say anything other than intimidation.
So you think that Kira's going to be twisting some merchant arms?
I think she's going to be standing there looking like the beefcake that she is, and that's all that needs to happen. She doesn't need to actually do anything.
Okay, then roll me an intimidation.
I actually do have her.
Kira the beefcake.
I think I have her. No, that's the other old scar. I have all of my character sheets like somewhere. I just don't remember where exactly.
Brag about it.
Now I want to know, like, legit.
Oh, here it is.
I still have Milo's.
I actually do have like a whole big ass folder that it definitely has them in there.
Take your time.
I'm actually physically bringing it out because I want to know. Lottie, Tora, the bard that I never got to play because I got really high and fell asleep.
Are we sure that can't be the cold open?
If you want to listen to that episode, you can find it on our stream. It's we uploaded it to the thing.
So intimidation
We did not upload it.
is
it not? I thought it was bonus episodes.
Nope, we were waiting on you to finish the PDF.
Is it not on the Patreon?
Yeah, we never dropped it because the PDF wasn't done. We wanted to drop them at the same time, right?
Right.
So that's going to be a 21 to intimidation.
Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to stop the share. Stop. Well, I think that we've got a pretty solid plan. I have to sleep now. I'm very tired. I've been awake for so long.
Yeah, you don't look so good, girl.
Thanks.
Listen, Scar doesn't pull punches.
Whenever you are ready to leave, by all means, please do.
She's like,
she doesn't either.
Time is of the essence. We know how to
essence.
We know how to reach each other, and you know, it's.
You used to call me on my shell phone.
We're gonna have to sue Snoop Dogg now.
That's Drake. First of all,
second of all, it's parody.
Not in the Super Bowl commercial. It wasn't.
Oh my God, yeah. Snoop Dogg literally did a commercial with Martha Stewart during the Super Bowl. And he said, call me. No, it wasn't Martha Stewart. It was someone else.
It was someone else.
They were like, the guy was on the beach and he was like, yo, I'm calling you from my shell phone. And I fucking died. I was like, does Snoop Dogg owe us money? Because we came up with that shit first.
Yes, I'm sure we are the very first people in the entire world to say shell phone.
But in my head, I was like, yo, Snoop Dogg, give us those royalties. Like,
as a joke, I have a podcast for you, Mr. Dog.
Mr. Dog.
If anyone should respect copyright, it is Snoop Dogg. So,
is he still going by Snoop Dogg, or was he doing? Is he still doing the Snoop Lion thing? But he's back to Snoop Dogg. It's like fucking.
I forgot he did that.
Fucking P Diddy bullshit all over again.
Snoop Lion. He was Snoop Lion when he came to play on Long Island like a couple years ago.
So fucking funny. I think he's back to Snoop Dogg now.
Okay. I mean, you can't keep up with the guy. But I mean, him and Martha Stewart are like the most wholesome pairing I've ever seen in my life. And
and only one of them has been to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, yeah. So what are we doing, guys?
Dorena has basically dismissed all of you. People start dispersing, and you all Well, you didn't talk about it, but you all are loading up on Agamir's ship.
I mean, I figured that's how he was going to give us a ride, drop us off on his way.
Hitch a ride.
Can I ride with you? Is that cool?
Hey, can I walk you home?
Hey, can I walk you home? Hey, can I walk you home?
So good.
Oh, God, I love it.
So yeah, you start loading up on Agamir's ship.
Okay.
Got it.
I was going to ask a question. Now I can't remember.
Oh, that's fine. Scar, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you still have the ammo with you? Your singular ammo?
I feel like no, because
I got a Warhammer now. I don't need it anymore.
It's not that. It's one, I feel like we're not trying to stand out. And that is a very look at me kind of thing to have around. We're like kind of in stealth mode right now, right? Or at least we're trying to be incognito and laying low while we do our things, because we're literally all wanted and will be executed if we get caught. Like,
for various things.
Yeah. Whatever those things may be. Me especially, because
probably
all the cops
treason.
hate me. All the cops hate me now, which I'm fine with.
Treason,
'cause fuck
accessory
'em
to
all,
murder,
but
cover up.
I mean, I'm not a cop anymore, so fuck them. But like, yeah, not trying to. So no ammo.
Okay, good to know. Anything else that you all are bringing besides your gear and belongings and the stuff that you need to travel? Anything that you want to try and get before you head out?
Wait. Now I'm thinking, and I'm wondering whether I should bring the ammo, because the ammo can sense those things, can't they?
Ammoferic can.
Oh, the other,
he's not speaking to us right now.
I mean, we have
but that's big ammoferic. What about his relay?
It went dormant.
His consciousness hops from relay to relay. It's not like the relay's talking to you.
Yeah, so like his consciousness has gone silent. So now I'm wondering, like, if, because I don't remember which one, and I don't know if you actually specified which relay I lost. If it's the one that we're going to go track down possibly at the circle, if it wouldn't be good to have it. I don't know.
That's a great question.
I'll put it up to the party for a vote. Do you think I should bring... Because we're going to the circle. I feel like at this point, maybe the whole like trying to blend in thing isn't too much of a concern, because we're going to let...
She's clean! Evolution! It's time, father.
I feel like I made that point, actually, that Tasvig destroyed the ammo, that one relay, but you had the other one, and then I had that theory for the Circle of All, and it just happened to be the relay for the wood, I think.
I don't remember what I mean, we'll have to, pull up the receipts, but I'm gonna say yes, I want to bring the ammo, because we're going to the circle where it's not like we're traipsing around Lux or anything like that. So actually being incognito isn't something we necessarily really need to worry about.
You also have a smallifier.
Oh my god, I do! Brunick, my bro.
Also, you are on the Bulwark Isles where these relays were constructed, so you could get a new one if it was the right one.
Ooh. Okay, I'm here for that. Yes. I want to get the specific relay for where we're going.
Okay. Just one?
I would like to get the one for its twin.
Yeah, let Safina... I don't need both of them at the moment. Safina can have the other one.
And I'll take some extra power cells.
But I thought they were both attuned to me. That was the thing. Does it matter because I lost one now that we can attune it to someone else?
Well, you lost the attunement stone as well. That's the tricky bit. Like, there's just tons of energy stones around. The tricky bit is getting the attunement stones.
Can't we just take the one out of Amoferic's relay because he's not talking to us? Yeah, because he's not talking to us.
Yeah, you can do that. Also, you could just take the one from
Amo Geltz.
Yeah. Well, there's no... You haven't found an Amo... Well, you found Amo Geltz relays, but you haven't found any with attunement stones. No one has attuned an Amo Gelt relay.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
So, I bring some extra power cells with me, too. Energy stones.
Sweet.
Whatever you want to call
them. They sell for a pretty penny, so...
Did you just say would it when I said that would be cool if we could get Amo Geltz? But then we could talk to it and be like, what you doing, guy?
Well, you can't talk to the Tulk or Ifri Amos. You can only talk to Amoferic so far.
I like Ifri's name the best. That's just a personal note.
And it's funny because I kind of like Tolkien because it reminds me of Tolkien.
And I like.
I was going to make a joke because I was going to say, I named it just for you, Emily, and then I named it just for you, Nicole, and then I realized that I actually came up with these names before I met either of you.
You know what I just realized? The reason I like Ifri's name the best is because it reminds me of Spubby Ifri.
What?
Spubby Ifri.
What is that?
America Run No Dun Dun. McNaldo's. I love it.
It's one of those things that, like, it took all of these fast food names and slogans and just kind of made them slightly wrong. And my favorite one on the list was Spubby Ifreef, which is Subway Eat Fresh. I'm going to find it and send it to you.
Please do, because that's hilarious.
And I was like, why does this sound like... Oh, God. Some shit post. Damn
it. Oh, Subway Eat Fresh. I love it. Okay. Yeah, so let's bring both because I don't think we're coming back here. I think if, that's a big if, we complete our Circle of All quest type shit, we're probably going to move on to the stone one next. I feel like that's the order of things. So we might want to have both relays with us.
Perhaps.
And can we say something to Dorena, like, to be like, while we're gone and doing all of this stuff, like, she's staying on the Isle, maybe she could figure out what's going on with Amoferic?
Yeah, we can have that conversation now. I guess.
I mean, we already did.
Oh, you already have. Okay. Yes, you spoke with Dorena.
And she said, yes, I will do that.
Yeah, you caught her right as she was about to enter her chambers. You like ran after her as you realized that you should make sure that Amoferic is okay. And she was like, yeah, I'll take care of it. You can... I'm the professor of antiquities.
Apple babbles.
Good night.
I fucking love apple babbles.
Man,
you're welcome. Sorry, I'll tweet out the meme, I promise. Just if you can just flash it up on the screen for the video version.
What the fuck is tinkle outside the binkle?
Taco Baco, tinkle outside the binkle.
I fucking can't.
I told
Inut. Ut. Like, what the fuck?
Isn't one just E?
No, it's ah. It's A and A. Ah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Dunkin' Dunce. I think
America
Run No Dun Dun.
I think my favorite
Run
one.
No Dun Dun.
I think my favorite one though is Bubkerkurg. Have it in a way.
Have it in a way.
Hey,
I like Apple Dapples, Neighbor Burr, Grib and Bib.
I say whenever I talk about McDonald's, I always just called it McNaldo's.
Yeah. I actively use a lot of these at least weekly. I can't say tinkle outside the pinkle.
McNaldo's. I like the it. Like,
I like the it.
I like Wheaties too. Wheaties is pretty good.
Have it
old-fashioned burgers.
So there's.
I fucking can't.
You're welcome. Anyway.
Okay. So, man, it feels weird, but there's no big reveal at the end of this episode. We're just kind of. We've got to set the stage, y'all. Y'all get on the boat and you go. You're going.
Finally on a boat.
Thank you all so much for tuning into the Legends of Lanimora podcast. I hope that you had a great time listening. I had a great time DMing, and I hope my players had a great time playing. I know this episode got a little nitty-gritty, but I thank you for sticking in there. We had some dice rolls this episode. I promise there will be more on episode 4. I promise.
I just want to fight shit already. Like, God.
No, I
Give
know.
me something to fight.
You just gotta build it up. Build it up. Hold back. Anyway, I don't do that bit anymore. Don't go there, brain. If you want to reach out to us on social media to see the sweet post that we're talking about. Did I forget something?
Yeah.
I do this bit.
The legend and the lore.
The legend this episode, it's so hard with these talky episodes because there's no like dice rolls involved, so I just have to be nice to you all. I think the legend this week is going to be Scar for being Scar picked up on a lot of the things that Dorena was putting down with, just kind of the overview of the map and looking at it, and she was getting to things before Dorena said it. So that was good. You were like pulling straight from my notes the things that you were saying. So yeah,
dope.
Yeah, and the lull this week. Oh, it's going to have to be me.
Can we, like, honorarily give it to Agamir? Because straight up brought up Drew's murder.
In the middle of a meeting, like a board meeting.
I was going to say it was me because I was talking about how many NPCs you had that you could bring with you. And there were, like, 3.
That's valid.
Also,
That's fair.
That one. You have a whole island full. You can have
Also,
2.
I just don't have a list of all of my NPCs. Like, I have documents for like all this other stuff, but I don't have a list of the NPCs. That's why I keep forgetting like what color Dragonborn Helartha is. But anyway,
blue.
If you want, yes,
blue.
It's behind Justin.
I can see it now.
It's literally behind Justin. Like,
Thanks, Sydney.
Yeah, you're the lull.
Yeah, it's definitely me. It's usually me. But anyway, thank you again for tuning into this episode. If you want to
Justin, do the thing.
Reach out to us on social media to see this fast food shit post that we're talking about. You can do that, right, Nicole?
You definitely can. Whoops. We have a Twitter. It's at Lanimora Pod. You could go there and talk with us, or if you want to talk to any of us personally, you can find me at Nicole the Nerdy.
You can find me at JMH_Novi.
I'm at Neurotic Good.
And you can find me at _Squid Toaster.
We also have a website, we have a ton of cool stuff up there, like an about section where you can get to know us, our seasonal champions, the Lol and the Legend. We also just launched our merch store, y'all, and it is fire. Emily is literally holding up
can't see that.
her sweatshirt right now for all those watching the video.
No, because it
Emily,
records the screen share.
Oh, it does. Okay, well,
stop the screen share so I can show our cool ass merch.
Yeah, okay.
There you go. Yeah,
Cool-ass
she's
merch.
got our sweatshirt.
Why don't
Can
you just
you
put
use the same?
Just put some stills of the merch up over this, because you're not going to put our end of the recording checklist.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Or you could show this beautiful video of me showing it off.
Can you describe to us in the same words that you used when you told us that you got it, what you said? You were like, y'all, it's so good and soft and all. Like, I forget what you said.
You just want me to talk about the merch? I said it came very
I just
quickly.
ordered a whole bunch of stuff myself.
I said it came very quickly. It is very soft. I got the sweatshirt, and after one wash, the image on the front is very soft. I thought it was going to be like, you know, when you stick a sticker on a shirt. This is more of like soft as you wash it, which is very nice. And the inside is very comfy and it runs very true to size. So I'm very happy with the merch. I also got a mug, and we may have added sweatpants so that I could order them too.
Emily?
I ordered the sweatpants, and I cannot wait for them. So excited. And getting in on that cropped hoodie action with the Lex is going to be really hilarious.
Get that Gen Z money.
But yeah, honestly, the merch store is dope as shit. And Justin and I went through it the other day, and I literally was like, can we just buy everything?
We have to test it. That's what I was telling Nathan.
I know. We genuinely got, like, people that are listening, like, we genuinely are buying our own merch because we want to test it out for you, and we'll give you honest reviews. Thanks for jinxing us, Nathan. God.
Justin's going to cut that out of the video audio.
Because he does.
You can find all of this. You can find all of this stuff that I'm talking about at our website, novistudio.io. Novistudio. My favorite thing, though, that is on our website.
She got there.
Is the link to our Patreon.
Speaking of Patreon, want to hear more from Novi Studios and our other content? Well, you're in luck because we have a Patreon. For just a couple bucks a month, you'll have exclusive access to some DM insights in behind the screens, listen to Nicole and I BS and What's What with Dilly and Dally, and even a mini prequel campaign set in the world of Lanimora.
If a subscription to our Patreon is too much of a commitment for you, we'd love if you could leave us a quick review on iTunes. If you enjoy the show, tell your friends about us. New episodes come out every other Tuesday, so stay tuned.
Yes, please stay tuned.
Wait. Does this episode come out before the 20th?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to do that. I do the things at the end to promo.
Had to ask.
God.
I had to ask. I wanted to make sure we weren't going to forget.
Yes, thank you all so much for tuning in to the third episode of the Legends of Lanimora Season 2. Also, keep your eyes peeled. I know that's Emily's favorite. let me back up on that one. Okay. Yes, thank you all so much.
That's an awful thing to say.
I don't like that turn of phrase. It freaks me out.
I know you don't. Scrap it. Okay.
Start over.
Yes.
Fix it in post.
Yes, thank you all so much.
Man, you got so many options with the cold open. I don't know what you're going to do, Justin.
Fuck.
Yes, thank you all so much for tuning in to the Legends of Lanimora podcast. This episode is coming out on the 16th of February, 2021. Check out
Happy belated Valentine's Day. We love you.
Yes, happy belated Valentine's Day. It's also my sister's birthday today. So, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And
does not listen to this podcast.
She doesn't listen to the podcast. But anyway, you listen to this podcast, and we have a live stream event for Novi Studios coming up this Saturday, February 20th. We did a live stream event back in January, so check it out this Saturday, February 20th.
Y'all, I'm so excited about it.
Starting at
2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time?
Time schedule yet.
I thought it was 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
The start time.
It's probably going to be noon, honestly.
I thought it was 12, Eastern.
Yeah, noon to like
noon
10.
Eastern.
Yes.
Noon Eastern.
Noon Eastern, we will be starting our live stream event. We're going to be going until we just are too tired of playing games. Also, watch out for our additional streaming schedule, which is coming out. Nicole plays Dragon Age Origins 3 times a week. I play modded Skyrim once a week on Tuesdays, and Emily plays Dragon Age Origins as well on Thursdays. Nicole streams Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah, it's a complete opposite game to mine. She's making totally different choices than I'm making. It's so cool. I'm playing a female dwarf. She's playing a male dwarf. Different backgrounds. It's dope. So watch both of our streams because it's fun.
Yes, please do. And if you can't catch the streams, be sure to check it out on YouTube. Man, we've really got to update our end of episode checklist. We've got a lot of stuff to plug now. We're doing some big things, guys. But anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. If you got this far, tweet at us. That was way too long. Hashtag that was way too long. Thank you. Goodbye. Anyway. Okay, this is the fourth time I'm going to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you in 2 weeks when we have episode 4 come out and we get back to the mainland. Let's be legends.
Let's be legends.
Bye-bye.
God, my soul has left my body.
I don't know if I'm sold on it.
When soul. Oh, that's a song.
No, we're not going to get sued.
I want to.
We're gonna get sued.